My Muse and business advisor said never show our trade secrets because we've got 18,000 dyno runs. So I'm going to show you because you as a consumer should be educated, and my competitors, I've got some very good competitors, and I've got some competitors out there that are getting stuff from China, not dynoing, and you're losing power. So here's, let me start you with our trail can, which is trail friendly. Let's start here at the top. Couple things. Very smooth U-bend, heavy duty spring hooks, a brace here so it doesn't break off after you own it a while. And then let me just tell you something to look out for when you're buying. There you can see the angle. If you see something like this, it's probably from China, or you're going to lose power. You need smooth airflow. So back to the kind of proprietary thing, and we were busy today, so my guy didn't bring out the press. We have what I call a CAD, a CAD press. We press this with 3 different presses to give it the proper airflow. And just to give you an idea, goes on the outlet. Without this, we tried it on the inlet, we just could not match stock horsepower airflow. The other trick, this here is flared, and then we go into a fairly big chamber. So our exhaust gas comes in on this side, down into the chamber, where we have this vent plate, back up into a flared piece. And this, I kind of copied from an old Skidoo race silencer. For real good airflow, we come down through here, then we go into our velocity inducer to speed the air back up. We use 1500 degree temp mat packing. That's what gives our silencers a nice tone. So we need the fiberglass to give you the tone. The other interesting thing we found, I've got the video showing that silencers do not make power. Your expansion chamber makes the power. John Din, a good customer of ours and an E-Tec fanatic, he's got some Arctic Cat buddies with fast Arctic Cats. John's got a pipe, a Y pipe, in our trail can. We did a little experimenting through another good customer, Big John from Sledhead. He does the 860 and 880 big bore kits. John had us building 1 7/8" instead of 1 3/4" on our flare for a little more airflow. Then for guys at sea level with an 880 with some compression, he had us doing 2-inch. We had John Din trail test, and we trail tested the one size bigger, and what we found was, just like a dirt bike, a little bigger outlet and a little better airflow. Number one, it ran just a touch cooler on the temperature, and the neat thing was we had better throttle response. So on a rough trail, the sled's just a hair torquier. In a long lake run, where everything's really hot, the sled was actually a little quicker than stock, because when everything's heated, we needed the more airflow. So on a super long dyno run, the 1 7/8" is better. For the average trail guy, it's a little better when you're coming out of the corner or you're going over bumps. So that's pretty much on the trail can. You can see there's a lot of work to it. We hand roll in 2 sections to get the oval. We needed the volume. That's one reason your stock silencers work good, they have big volume. Now let's go to the big core, because some of you guys want a little more aggressive noise. The big core was a problem years ago. When the packing burned out, we and everybody else loses power. The reason being, as air is flowing by this perf, and you've got it packed tight, of course I can't put my hand on the inside, you've got a smooth airflow. Once your packing burns out, the air comes out of the holes, your airflow is slowed down. So we spent a lot of time in the dyno room. We actually tried dynoing with no packing to get it right. What we found was, I'll pull this out so you can see it better. Plenty of room for the air to come in. You know, you've got your nice smooth inlet. Now, when it gets to the bottom and it hits our flare, which sets right about like that, you've got wicked heat. So what happens is, whether you have our flare or you don't, you're going to burn the packing away. You're going to lose power. We come up with an 1.5" steel band, goes around all the silencers. Air comes in, the flame front hits this, packing stays fine, your sound stays fine. fine, your horsepower stays the same. So that's pretty much it. 2 noise levels. I know there's a lot of issue on trail closing. We'd much rather sell you the trail can. The other thing I'll show you on all of our silencers, we use 14 gauge here so it doesn't bend. We use a brace here. We use a hook just like on the stock, so all your stock springs. The other thing on the E-Tecs was critical. We dynoed in 14. There was a change to a shorter a temperature change, so 14 to 17 runs a shorter temp sense than the 11 to 13. The spring hook location is also a hair different. So I hope this helps. Share it with your buddies, and when you're buying a silencer and you've got a new sled, high horsepower, these new sleds are very good, please research your silencers. I'm not saying we're the only company out there with a good one. There's 3 or 4 others, but there's several out there where you're going to drop power, and there's several out there where you're going to match horsepower. Thanks.